Hello everybody, my name is Brett and I'm going to be teaching you 5 different exercises today with the foam roller that are great for anybody who runs or is on their feet a lot of athletes playing basketball, football, soccer, if you're from the US, not football, and other types of sports. This is great just to relieve any tension you have in your legs. It's great for preventing any tension or injuries. It feels really good. It's cheap, it's easy, there are so many benefits to it, and you can do it almost anywhere. So I use this travel foam roller. A lot of people have bigger foam rollers that are super wide, and those are excellent. I just have this one with me. And when you're foam rolling, a couple things before we get started is you don't want to do anything that causes you too much pain. So if you feel any pain, then back off and don't go over those areas. If you feel like someone's giving you a nice deep tissue massage, then you can continue over those areas as long as your intuition tells you it's okay. If something inside you is like, this doesn't feel good, then back off. Listen to your intuition, not your ego. And then with foam rolling also, you don't want to roll over any of the big joints. So we don't want to roll over our knee, we don't want to roll over our ankle, anything like that. And I'll explain more as we go through the exercises. So if you do this for 15 minutes a week, so 1 time a day, if you do each exercise for about 3 to 4 minutes, you'll feel some of the benefits. You'll feel a lot looser in your legs, you'll feel faster recovery time, tons of benefits just with this little piece of foam and plastic. So here we go. I like to start at the bottom of my leg and work my way up. So starting with the calf, we put the roller right above the ankle on the back of the leg. Our hands come down, our opposite foot comes on the earth, and you just roll slowly about 1 inch a second from just above your foot to just below the knee. And then roll your way back. Nice and slowly. A lot of times I like to break this into either like the first half, so I'll go up about halfway, and then back down, and up and back down, and then do the second half. Just again, don't go over the joint, only go up to below the knee. And then another thing you can do here to increase a little intensity is put your other leg on top. Here you have to really lift your sit bones off, and it will definitely deepen where the foam roller gets to, and it will add some intensity. If it feels too much, just go back to the first leg. Slowly back and forth. And if you find any areas of tension that are really tight, feel good to be on, then you just want to stop on them and move side to side instead of forward and back. And you can even do this up the calf if you just want to go 1 inch and go side to side. Another inch, or 2.5 centimeters, side to side. Another inch. And you'll find some areas have more tension. If they do, you can stay on them. So, you do that on one side, and then with the other leg, of course. And then moving our way to the IT band, we're going to do from above our knee to just below the hip joint. So we're going to come to our side, our forearm is on the ground, palm is on the earth. And bring the roller right below the hip joint. And then what I'm going to do is roll towards the knee until I get just above the knee joint. And then I'm going to roll back towards the hip. Not rolling over any joints again, just staying in between the knee and the hip. Slow. If you want to gain intensity here, what you do is, it's kind of difficult to balance, but you take this leg off and slowly back and forth. It can feel really good as you get close to the knee. A lot of times I have tension right above my knee, so just don't roll over the knee, but you can get close and roll forward and back. You can break this one into segments too. We move up to the next. We move up to the next. And so on and so forth. And this one can be pretty intense, so be mindful of your body where you're at. Don't go too intense. Don't go to a place where you're like creating tension out of a tension releasing exercise. It just doesn't make sense. So that's your IT band from the bottom of just below the hip to just above the knee. The next one, we're gonna relieve some pressure from just above the knee on the inside of the leg to about halfway up. So here we're coming on the forearms, and the roller is going to come just above the knee on the inside of the leg. And we're gonna roll up. If this is the length of our leg here that we're working on, we're going to go only halfway. So we're going about halfway up, and then back down. And if you have skinny legs like me, this makes your legs look extra skinny while you're doing this, so don't be afraid. Just embrace you have skinny legs, and know that if you want to work out your skinny legs more, foam rolling will help you do that, because it'll help you recover faster, prevent injury. So again, we're slowly going about halfway up, then rolling down to just above the knee. And if you want to stay around the knee and go forward and back, that works really nice. It feels good, just don't go over that knee. There you go. The next one is the glute. So some foam rollers, as I mentioned, are much wider. This is just a travel roller. So if you have a wide roller, you can go under both sit bones, but since I just have this travel, this will go under my left. And as I'm here, make sure you go up and see this. I'm going to put the roller just below my lower back. I'm going to roll on the meaty part or the fleshy part of my butt towards that, which feels like a big bone in your butt. Because if you go over it, it'll make you straighten your leg. But if you stay on the side of it, closer to your lower back, there's just that nice fleshy part of your butt. You just go really slow over. And you can lean one side and go over. See, that feels like you can lean to the other, even though that's a little harder. And if you want to increase the intensity here, whatever leg you're focusing on, you make a figure 4 with that leg. So you bring that left. I'm working with my left, so I bring the left foot or calf to the right thigh, making a figure 4. And that will allow the foam roller to get a little deeper. And I just roll forward and back. Maybe leaning over to one side, but nice and gentle, slowly. An inch a second. That's 2.5 centimeters. Here we go. The last one is going to be the hip. So this is where we're actually getting into the hip joint here, so be super gentle. And where the femur comes into the hip socket here, just above it, if you stay on the side, there is a nice indentation in your hip. It's below where your pelvic bone, where you have that big part of the bone that sticks out to the side. It's below that. So you find where that indentation is. And then you just very slowly, we're only going like an inch, maybe 2 inches max. And you just go forward and back in that area. You'll feel some release. A lot of times you feel a point that's tight. You can stay there and just hold for about 20 seconds. Or when you get there, you can rock side to side. And it's really nice. Just be super gentle. Explore this before you really put all your weight into it, because we want to make sure you're in a healthy part of your hip here. If it doesn't feel good, do not do this part of the routine. Just do the previous 4 exercises. And when you're done with that, you're good. Just make sure you do both sides, or your body will feel a little imbalanced. But that's 5 exercises that you can do with our foam roller here that'll help you recover quicker, release tension from the legs. It feels really good. And the foam roller, like I mentioned, is cheap, convenient. There's a lot of perks to it. I foam roll about 2 hours a week, usually I do an hour one day and an hour the other day. Those are usually about 4 to 5 days apart. Feels really great. Sometimes I'll do it after a long run or after some other intense exercise, or if a certain part of my body is feeling intense and has a lot of tension. I can feel pulling at some of the joints. So it's a great way to prevent injury, great way to relieve tension. And I hope you enjoy these 5 exercises to foam roll and hope you release tension in your legs. Happy running.